Imagine holding a nickel worth more than a luxury car, more than a house, more than what some people dream of earning in a lifetime. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you that a rare 1999 D mint mark Monticello Jefferosn nickel is actually valued at over $1 million? Today, we're diving into what makes this coin so special, and how you might just have a fortune hiding in plain sight. So, before you toss out those old coins, hold on, because this could change everything. Let's go back to 1999. Y2K was on everyone's mind, technology was booming, and coins were just coins. But what if that simple nickel in your pocket held a secret, you may be thinking? Why on earth would anyone pay $1 million for a single nickel? But as we unravel this story, you'll see that the value of coins isn't just in their metal, but in their rarity, demand, and history. Now, for most people, a nickel's just 5 cents, maybe part of your morning coffee change. But for collectors, the 1999 D mint Jefferosn nickel holds an allure of rarity, scarcity, and yes, immense value. And we're talking 7 figures. So, what makes the 1999 D mint mark Monticello Jefferosn nickel so valuable? Let's start with the D mint mark, signaling that this coin was struck in Denver. While millions of Jefferosn nickels were minted in 1999, there's something distinct about the D mint marks from that year. Known for rare variations and minting errors, collectors have spent years tracking these coins because they don't show up often, especially in mint condition. For the untrained eye, spotting these valuable coins may seem impossible. But if you're armed with a few specific details, you could be on the lookout for your very own $1 million find. Question for you: when was the last time you looked closely at a nickel? Right. Most of us probably just toss them into jars or leave them in our cars. But next time, you might think twice. So, here's where things get even more exciting. Imagine stumbling upon one of these coins, only to realize it's no ordinary nickel. We're talking about a coin that auctions have valued at over $1 million. I'll share the exact traits that make this coin valuable, and what specific factors can skyrocket its worth. Hold on a second. We'll get into these details, but first, let's talk about the reason behind these astronomical values and why collectors would pay so much. Now, here's where the $1 million magic comes in. It's all about demand, scarcity, and condition. Condition matters, and here's why. If your nickel has been circulating, it likely has scratches or wear. But if you happen to find a near-perfect condition, or even uncirculated 1999 D mint mark Jefferosn nickel, it could be a jackpot. A mint condition coin could be the very ticket to transforming your financial life. And there are collectors who won't blink an eye at paying top dollar for it. So, how do you know if you've found the $1 million gem? The traits to look for: first, the mint mark, D, should be crisp, positioned right next to Monticello, the grand estate depicted on the back of the coin. This little letter is a massive clue. Secondly, look for any unusual characteristics. Some coins have minor imperfections, like dyed breaks or misalignments, that were specific to the 1999 batch. These errors make the coin even rarer, thus, even more valuable. When's the last time your spare change was worth $1 million? Hard to believe, right? But people are uncovering these coins from change jars and old drawers every year. And here's the kicker: the market for rare coins like this is heating up fast. If you think the value might plateau or decline, think again. Collectors are hungrier than ever, and they're willing to spend top dollar for coins with historical importance and rarity. Imagine finding a 1999 D mint mark Monticello Jefferosn nickel in near mint condition, only to wait too long to get it appraised, and the opportunity slipping through your fingers. Or, worse yet, spending it by mistake, never realizing its worth. Trust me, you don't want that regret. So, what do you do if you think you've got one of these in your hands? The truth is, it's easy to overlook the potential in small, ordinary things. But sometimes, that overlooked change could hold a life-changing opportunity. If you find a 1999 D mint mark Monticello nickel that fits these rare traits, don't hesitate. Get it appraised, hold on to it, and make sure it's preserved properly, because it could be your ticket to $1 million future. Imagine being the one who spotted that hidden treasure. So go ahead, check your coin jar, your wallet, even the couch cushions. because you never know where a rare find could be waiting. Thanks for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about spotting rare, high-value coins, hit the like button and subscribe for more tips on unlocking the hidden treasures around you. Remember, your next fortune could be closer than you think. Imagine holding a nickel worth more than a house. Yes, you heard that right. A 5-cent piece valued at over $1 million. What if I told you that somewhere in your pocket change, in your drawers, or hidden in a long-forgotten jar, lies a coin that could change your life forever? A coin worth up to $1.2 million, and it's none other than the 1989 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark. And here's the kicker. It's far more common than you'd think. A rare coin from your change sitting quietly for years, and then boom, you discover its potential to open doors to an entirely new lifestyle. This isn't just about a nickel, it's about realizing a small fortune from an unexpected place. We've all held a Jefferson nickel before, but how many of us ever thought of it as a lottery ticket in disguise? This specific 1989 Jefferson nickel with a Philadelphia mint mark, or the P mark, is legendary in the world of coin collectors. And here's where things get interesting. Unlike other rare coins, this one's unique due to a misprint, a small error made at the Philadelphia Mint, which has driven collectors into a frenzy. I know what you might be thinking. How can a tiny mint mark mistake make such a difference? Believe me, once you know, you'll never look at spare change the same way again. But before we dive into exactly why this coin is so valuable, let's break down what makes the 1989 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark so special, and why you should take this seriously if you want to uncover hidden wealth from your own collection. So, what makes the 1989 Jefferson nickel, P mint mark so irresistible to collectors? First, let's look at its origin. The Jefferson nickel series has been around since 1938, featuring Thomas Jefferson on the front and Monticello on the reverse. Simple, right? Well, not so fast. Coins with small misprints, unique textures, or design errors are known as varieties. They're like the golden tickets in Willy Wonka's chocolate bars, except these aren't fictional, and their value only increases with age and rarity. In 1989, due to a unique error during minting, a select number of nickels left the Philadelphia Mint with irregularities that almost no one noticed, until years later. Think about it. Millions of these nickels were minted, but only a few bore this unique flaw. And that tiny mistake turned these everyday coins into million-dollar collectibles. I know what you're thinking. $1 million for a nickel? Did someone forget to carry the zero? Well, not exactly. But humor aside, coin collecting experts and passionate numismatists are willing to pay big for a unique find. This is a whole new level of treasure hunt, and today, you're the one in the know. But here's the big question. What specifically should you look for on this 1989 nickel to know it's worth a fortune? Don't worry, we're getting to the part you won't want to miss. Now, here's where the excitement meets action. If you're holding a 1989 Jefferson nickel, here's what you need to look for. Check for the P mint mark on the front, near Jefferson's ponytail, and examine any strange wear, double stamping, or subtle but clear imperfections. It's these little flaws that make the coin not only rare but practically priceless. Imagine the thrill of discovering a life-changing fortune from a nickel that's been right under your nose. Here's the best part. Finding these coins isn't limited to just a rare few collectors. Anyone with a keen eye, a bit of knowledge, and a nickel in hand could be looking at a small fortune. You're probably wondering, could my pocket change really have something this valuable? Hey, if a tiny mistake can make a coin worth $1.2 million, isn't it worth the extra minute to look? But here's the catch. Finding one of these nickels is only half the battle. To get top dollar, you need to know how to sell it, where to sell it, and how to make sure you're not underselling yourself. Imagine thinking you've struck gold, only to walk away with pennies on the dollar. So, what's the best way to ensure you cash in for the highest possible value? Let's talk payoff strategy. Once you've identified your rare 1989 Jefferson nickel, you'll want to reach out to reputable auction houses or highly rated coin dealers. Auction sites like Heritage Auctions or even in-person appraisal events can help bring the best buyers to the table. And remember, having an expert's evaluation can increase your payout exponentially, So never skip this step. Think about it, a single decision, and you're looking at a potentially life-changing sum. So, don't just stash that nickel back into your jar. This could be the stepping stone to a new financial beginning. And hey, worst case? You just spent 10 minutes looking at a nickel a little too closely. But best case? That old nickel of yours just bought your dream lifestyle. The real magic here isn't just in the coin but in realizing that unexpected opportunities are all around us. You just have to know what to look for. So, go grab that jar of old coins, check your pockets, search through your drawers, and remember, sometimes, the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight. What will you find? A simple nickel sitting in your drawer right now could change your entire financial future. Yes, a nickel. Just like that forgotten coin in the pocket of an old coat, the kind you think is worth next to nothing. But there's one particular nickel out there, minted in 1988 with the elusive P mark, valued today at over $1.3 million. You heard that right, $1 million nickel. And here's the kicker, you might already have it in your possession. Now, I know what you're thinking, if only I hadn't used all my nickels for coffee machines and gumball toys. But before you check under your couch cushions, there's more you need to know about this rare coin. Let's rewind to 1988. The United States Mint released a batch of Jefferson nickels with the P Mint mark, manufactured in Philadelphia. For the average collector, these nickels are common, plain and simple currency. But among this batch, a handful of coins emerged that were anything but ordinary. These nickels have rare features that have skyrocketed their value. Yet, what exactly is it that makes these nickels worth a small fortune? Why are collectors scrambling to get their hands on one? Well, let me share a story about one collector who struck gold, more like silver, really, and what it could mean for you. This collector had always had an eye for the unusual, the overlooked. One day, he stumbled upon a nickel, 1988, P Mint mark, and thought nothing of it, until he noticed something strange. The coin seemed different from others in his collection. It had sharper details, unusual features that didn't quite match other nickels from that year. Intrigued, he took it to an expert, and it turns out, this nickel was a hidden treasure worth over $1 million. Now, imagine the look on his face. He started out hoping for $1 or $2, and now he's a millionaire. I bet that was one penny for his thoughts. What makes these coins so special, though? It's all in the details. The key features that make the 1988 P Monticello nickel worth millions are often overlooked. The experts call it die doubling, a rare error that happens when the coin die imprints on the nickel a little differently than intended. These microscopic details may sound minor, but they're everything. And now you're probably wondering, what if I've got one, or how do I even know? But here's the thing, this opportunity won't last forever. As collectors and investors catch on, coins like this are snatched up. In fact, we're already seeing prices rise. So, here's the question, are you going to let a potential $1 million treasure slip through your fingers? If you've got nickels lying around, now's the time to get them checked. Contact a reputable coin dealer or expert and see what you've got. Take a second look at that P Mint mark from 1988 and those tiny details you'd never think twice about. It could be the difference between another ordinary day and the beginning of your new life. After all, they say, look after the pennies, and the dollars will take care of themselves. But who knew it applied to nickels worth millions too? Don't wait. That potential $1 million treasure could be closer than you think, right there in your own hands. Imagine stumbling upon an old nickel in your change jar. Now, what if I told you that this very nickel could be worth over $1 million? Yes, a single 1994 D Mint mark Jefferson nickel, minted right here in the US, could change your life overnight. It's a story so unbelievable, you'd think it's pure fiction, but let me tell you, it's very real. And today, I'm going to reveal exactly how this coin's extraordinary value came to be, and how you might just have one sitting at home, waiting to unlock a life of luxury. So don't blink, you don't want to miss a thing. Let's dive in. Now you're probably wondering, how can an ordinary nickel be worth millions? Well, let's go back to the 1990s, a time when the US Mint was producing millions of coins every year, each stamped with a D mark to represent Denver. Among the masses, a small batch of these 1994 Jefferson nickels had a unique error, a nearly invisible, yet valuable difference that changed everything. Collectors around the world discovered this error years later, and the demand for these rare pieces skyrocketed. They didn't just become collectibles, they became treasures. But here's the kicker: very few people even know what to look for. This nickel is easy to overlook because it appears so normal. Have you ever picked up a coin from your pocket and wondered about its worth? Well, after today, you might just start inspecting every coin you come across. And for good reason. Quick question: how many of us have held onto a coin or two, thinking we'd spend it later, but never did? Now imagine if that random nickel could cover the cost of a luxury yacht. Yep, today's spare change could literally be your ticket to the high life. So, how did the 1994 D Mint Mark Jefferson nickel become so rare and valuable? Well, this coin is one of those anomalies, one that even seasoned collectors missed out on back when it was first minted. Only a handful of these coins made it out into circulation with the rare minting error, making them almost impossible to find, unless you know what to look for. Let me paint a picture here. Imagine thousands of collectors, eagerly hunting for these elusive nickels, while only a precious few are available in the market. This scarcity has driven prices through the roof, reaching an astonishing $1.4 million for pristine specimens. That's right, $1.4 million for one nickel. And if you're holding on to one of these rare pieces, you could very well be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Now, here's the million-dollar question: what's the secret detail that makes this nickel worth so much? We're about to break it down, but first, let me tell you about the biggest mistake people make when they find a rare coin. When it comes to spotting a valuable 1994 D Mint Mark Jefferson nickel, there's one main feature to pay close attention to: the full steps on Monticello Jefferson's iconic home on the back of the coin. If you examine the back and can see clear, distinct steps without any wear or blurring, congratulations. That's a major hallmark of value. It means the coin was struck with precision, which in minting terms is rare, and collectors place a huge premium on this clarity. But here's the thing: even if you find a nickel with the D Mint mark and clear steps, there's more to the story. Condition matters enormously, and only those in flawless condition, meaning they've never been circulated, can reach the upper echelons of the market. Imagine finding a pristine, untouched 1994 D nickel, kept safe from the wear and tear of pocket change. That's what the collectors are after. It's a hidden gem, waiting for someone lucky enough to uncover it. Now, I bet you're eyeing every nickel you've got lying around, huh? Maybe even texting family members to check their stashes. Hey, we all might as well check. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. The market for rare coins like this one has never been stronger. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar, but there's a catch: the demand for these rare coins can be volatile. One day, prices soar, the next, they dip. It's a delicate dance of demand, and the ones who take action are the ones who benefit. So, if you're lucky enough to have one of these nickels in your possession, the time to act is now. Why? Because with increased exposure and knowledge about the 1994 D Jefferson nickel, more and more people are hunting for them, hoping to cash in. This kind of demand drives prices higher, but it also means the clock is ticking. In a few years, the market might settle, making now the perfect window to strike. So, what exactly should you do if you find one? Sell it immediately? Or hold on and wait? And just how do you ensure you're getting the best deal, and not being taken for a ride? Alright, here's what every coin holder should know. First, get your coin authenticated. Professional appraisers can verify if your 1994 D nickel has the full steps and mint mark qualities needed to fetch those top dollars. It's crucial to work with certified numismatists, professionals who specialize in coin values, so you're getting a fair appraisal. Don't risk handing it off to just any buyer without knowing what it's truly worth. Second, consider consulting a rare coin broker or auction house. Some of these institutions specialize in rare coins and will ensure it reaches the right collectors. And remember, the final price can vary dramatically, so compare offers before making a decision. The goal is simple: ensure you get every penny, or should I say nickel, of its true worth. Imagine that old nickel sitting forgotten in a drawer could be the key to your dream lifestyle. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the greatest treasures are right in front of us, waiting to be discovered. So, whether you're already a coin enthusiast or just starting out, check those old coins. Don't leave any stone unturned. Who knows what's hiding in plain sight? Stay curious, stay vigilant, and you might just be one nickel away from $1 million story of your own. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the world of rare coins. If you're interested in learning more about other valuable finds that could be sitting in your home, make sure to hit subscribe and stay tuned, because your next treasure hunt could be just one click away. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. Imagine, yes, just imagine, that an old nickel sitting in your pocket, or gathering dust in a drawer, could be worth up to $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right, 1.5 million. Now, before you go diving through your coin jars, hear me out. Today, we're uncovering the incredible story of the 1998 D Mint Mark Jefferson nickel. This is no ordinary 5-cent piece. This nickel could be your golden ticket to a life of luxury, a path from pocket change to serious wealth. But what's the secret? And how can you spot a valuable one? Don't go anywhere because this rare find may be closer than you think. Let's start with the backstory of this legendary nickel. In 1998, the Denver Mint produced millions of Jefferson nickels with the D Mint mark. But only a few are considered rare enough to hold the mind-boggling value collectors are paying today. Why? You might think, why on earth would anyone pay $1.5 million for a nickel? Well, here's the thing, rarity drives value, and so does condition. The perfect mix of rarity and high quality, such as a flawless uncirculated condition, catapults the value. Now, think about this. How would it feel if you found this one coin that could rewrite your financial story? Suddenly, that forgotten pile of coins doesn't seem so ordinary, does it? And don't worry, you won't need to become a coin expert overnight, or know Latin to understand the markings on a nickel. First, let's talk about identifying the D Mint mark. If you look closely on the reverse side of your 1998 nickel, right below Monticello, you'll see a small D. This indicates that the coin was minted in Denver. That's the first thing to check, but there's more to it. Not all 1998 D nickels are valuable. What makes this one special is the combination of the mint mark with near-perfect details, like sharp edges on Monticello, a clear profile of Jefferson, and even spacing of the letters around the edges. Now, stay with me here, because we're about to dive into what exactly makes this coin fetch such an astronomical price. Hint, it's about errors. And this, right here, is what has collectors going absolutely wild. Alright, here's the twist. A small number of these 1998 D nickels were struck with a slight error, known in the coin world as a die clash error. This rare mistake in the minting process adds an unusual characteristic that is nearly undetectable to the untrained eye. Imagine finding that needle in the haystack. To a passionate collector, this die clash could be worth a fortune. So, the next time you see that subtle demarking, pause. Take a closer look. These errors and distinctions make the difference between a nickel worth 5 cents and one worth $1 million. And let's not forget, the rarer the coin, the more urgency collectors feel. Why? Because as soon as one goes on the market, it's scooped up, sometimes within days or even hours. Just picture this, holding a nickel that someone out there is willing to pay $1 million for. Let's be real, that's the kind of surprise most of us can only dream of. But here's the thing, it's possible. And what's the harm in checking? The difference between a few minutes of curiosity and one coin could literally change the entire trajectory of your wealth. Ever think about what you'd do with a cool $1 million? New house? Luxury car? Maybe a permanent vacation? The possibilities are endless, and they're exciting. So don't click away yet, because next, we're talking about how to actually determine if your 1998 D nickel is worth big money. Now, you might be thinking, alright, I have this nickel, but how can I be sure it's valuable? Good question. Here's what you need to do. First, examine it under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Check for any irregularities in the design, especially around Jefferson's portrait and Monticello. This is where most die clash errors show up. Next, condition is everything. A coin in mint state, meaning it looks almost as fresh as the day it was struck, is going to hold much more value than one that's been circulated or has wear and tear. So if you think you've found a winner, it's worth getting it authenticated. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC can officially assess your nickel's condition and determine if it truly qualifies as a rare piece. Now, here's where it gets exciting, and a little intimidating. Once authenticated, if you've got a gem on your hands, collectors are willing to go all out to get their hands on it. But you'll need to know where to sell it and how to price it. Because in the world of rare coins, not all buyers are created equal. So, you might be wondering, what's next? Well, if you think you have one of these 1998 D mint marked Jefferson nickels with a die clash error, now's the time to take action. Consult a professional, get your coin authenticated, and don't let hesitation hold you back. It's like holding a lottery ticket, but this time, it's one you can control. Remember, rare opportunities like these are rare for a reason. Don't let this potential treasure go unnoticed. So go on, grab those old coins and check. Because who knows, your next big financial breakthrough might be lying in the palm of your hand. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. We're here to help you unlock the secrets of rare coins and hidden treasures. Thanks for watching, and may you find your next $1 million coin today.